Seek ye first the kingdom of God. Hey friends, this is Seek Ye First in the key of C, and this is the extended version. So I'm going to be layering in chords like C sus, E minor, 7, E minor 7, D minor 7, and G7. So these are chords that we've once stripped away and simplified for you in the simplified version. And now these are the chords that kind of can add back in some color, some depth, some variety in your playing. And they're so fun to add in. So let's start with just a C chord. So we're going to start with a C, E, G, just a regular C major chord there. Okay. Then one way that we can fancify this chord, as I say, is we can add a sus chord to it. So that just means suspended, S-U-S. And all you're doing is going to be moving the third of the chord up 1/2 step. So from here to here is a half. And so it kind of has this suspended sound. It kind of sounds a little bit, up. And then oftentimes it's followed by a resolve where it goes back to the major chord. I don't know if it's always the major chord. I guess I shouldn't say that. But anyway, it sounds really beautiful to hang out there and then to bring it back. So that's all it is. And I want you to begin to memorize these tools. Like, what is a sus chord doing to a chord? So that when you come across a D sus or a F sus or a G sus, you know how to make that change. So all it does is move the third of the chord up 1/2 step. Okay. All right. So another chord that we're going to play in this song is a D minor 7. Okay, so we have D, F, A. I always like to go back to what is the chord in the original before they add on something else to it. So a D minor is D, F, A. Okay, the 7 of the chord brings the first of the chord down 1 whole step. So from here to here is a half, here to here is a half. So this is that D minor 7. It's really beautiful. Okay. So I encourage you, when we're extending a lot of these chords in these songs, to choose 1 or 2 that you want to add into your song. Cross out the rest. So for instance, if you don't want to play this D minor 7, just cross out the 7 and play the D minor. Okay, same thing with a C sus. Just take out the S-U-S, cross it off with your pencil, and just play a C regular chord. Okay, just choose 1 or 2 chords to add in. All right, then let's move up and we're going to play an E minor just in the original version. We're going to play E minor by itself, E, G, B. Okay, and then we're also going to play it as the E minor 7. So again, what is the 7 doing to the chord? We're moving the first of the chord down 1 whole step. So here is your E minor 7. Okay, D, G, B. If you don't want to play that E minor 7, just go ahead and play the E minor as it stands. Okay, take out the 7. All right, then we have an F chord. Move up 1 set of notes. F, A, C. Just a regular F major chord. That one doesn't have any changes to it, so you'll just see it written like that. And then our next chord is G major chord, which just moves up 1 set of notes. G, B, D. Okay. And then another way they're going to fancify that up is just to play the G7. So there is a lot of 7s in this song. So you're, again, moving the first of the chord down 1 whole step. Half, half. 2 halves equal a whole. So here's your G7. Okay, and that's it. Like I said, if you don't want to play the G7, just cross out the G, cross out the 7 and play the G by itself. Okay. All right, so I'm going to sing through verse 1. I'm going to put these chords together, adding in the rhythm, and then we'll break down the rhythm, which is really simple, okay? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, so let's just talk about the rhythm. The rhythm is the 1-to-2 ratio, so it works really well with songs that are written in 4/4 time signature. So you're just doing this together, right, together, right, together, right, and so on. Okay, so a few baby steps to get you to your end goal of maybe playing this in the extended version with all of the chords added in is to maybe just do left hand only, right hand only, and then bring the two hands together. Also, just select one or two new chords that you're going to add in, cross out the other ones. And let's also talk about patterns in this music. So if you notice patterns, notice repetition, you'll simplify your song as well. So look at lines 1 and 3. They're the same. And then lines 2 and 4 are similar. They just have a little bit different there. But lines 1 and 3 repeating. Also, verse 1, 2, and 3 are the exact same thing. So once you learn verse 1, you've learned the whole song, okay? So simplify it. Baby steps will get you to your end goal. All right, let's take a look at the rhythm in the first line and the third line, I believe, is we're kind of doing a little bit of seek ye first. So notice how this C chord to begin with has this together, right? Then we pick up this sus kind of quickly. Bum, bum. Okay, watch again. Seek ye first. Then you pick up that rhythm. The kingdom of, back to the C. God, F. And his C. Righteous. Okay, here's that D minor 7. What's fun about going from the C to the D minor 7 is you're only moving the third and the fifth finger up one note each. Okay, so you're from the C, righteousness, picking up this D in the bass. Okay, then we swoop to the G7. Here it is. Okay, then we go to the C chord again. And I'll see a sus these E minor 7, or sorry, E minor. Things shall be. Okay, that's how I do that, is I go, things shall, E minor 7, be, F, added unto C chord. F chord, all A, C, Lu, all A, G7, Lu, C, yeah. Okay, so I forgot to mention, left hand kind of just, we want to find a 5-note position that this left hand can stay the whole song. So I like to, for this song, probably put pinky on C, line up the 5 fingers and keep this hand here the whole song, and line up those single notes here to the right hand chord. Where you run into a little bit of mind challenge, I should say, is when you're playing, like, for example, the D minor 7, we're used to playing D to D in the bass, right? D finger, and then the D finger kind of line up. When you're playing this D minor 7, which opens this thumb up from the D to the C, no longer are these two hands kind of syncing up with that same note, right? So we're playing the D in the bass, and now we're playing the C note in that D minor 7. So your ears are going to kind of perk up a bit. Your fingers are going to be like, whoa, I'm used to playing kind of matching chords to matching single notes. And so that gets a little bit of mind challenge for you. Same thing with E minor 7. Okay, here's the E minor 7, just one step up. Every note just moves up. Actually, it's kind of the same shape. So here was that D minor 7. And if you freeze that shape, we're going to move to the E minor 7. See how that's the same shape? It's kind of the same spatial distance between each of the notes. Okay. And here is the E minor 7 with E in the bass. Like I said, again, this is no longer an E to an E. It's now a D finger, D note, with E in the bass. And there's a little bit of friction there between those notes, those chords, and the single note, okay? So that's all we're doing here. Pinky on C, keep that here the whole song, and then pick up your different chords up here. But like I said, you know, you just want to go through probably this whole song for quite a bit, just going through the chords in your right hand, because you want to have some baby steps to get to your end goal. All right, so I'm just going to go through that verse 1 again. Seek ye, C sus there, E minor, first the 7, G7. And all C sus, these things shall, E minor 7, be F added unto C. U, F, all A, C, Lu, all A, G7, Lu, C. Yeah. All right, I'm going to play it beginning to end. Baby steps will get you there. I know I keep reiterating that, but it will get you to the end goal if you just break it down into simple steps. All right, play along with me. When you find you mess up, just find your next chord, next word, next syllable that you can hop in with and have a lot of fun. Here we go. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Alleluia, alleluia. Man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Alleluia, alleluia. Ask and it shall